All right, I am delighted to be joined by the PwC GPA Player of the Month for Ladies Football for April, Lauren McConville of Armagh. Lauren, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very well. April, March was a big month. You surpassed the 100 appearance mark for Armagh. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I think it was the Mayo game that was my 100th game. So yeah, very special occasion, and it was great to get the win that day as well. So I suppose I'm one of the oldies now on the Armagh team.
Is that something you mark as a family? Or is that something you appreciate when you're playing? Like it is a big thing. I saw Jamie Brennan from Donegal had to sing a song at his homecoming at the Ulster final there at the weekend when they won.
Well, fortunately for everyone, I didn't have to sing any song or put them through that. But it's not something that I would have been tallying up myself. But I suppose when it came round, it was really nice to acknowledge it. I suppose like playing in that game, like you do reflect, on how long you've been around and all the great times that you've had throughout your intercounty career. So yeah, it was really special to hit the 100 now.
Yeah. You've had a couple of really fruitful years in Armagh. I was speaking to Amy Mackin a couple of weeks ago. She had won this award for the previous month. You've got a Division 2 title, a couple of Ulster titles on your belt. There's a nice rivalry developing with Donegal. What's it like, though? Because I had the same question for Amy with the Mackin brothers. What's it like dealing with the feeling in the county after the disappointment with the men's at the weekend? Because I know it's hard not to get caught up in it when you've got cousins and brothers involved in the O'Neills and Keane.
Yeah. Look, it was really disappointing for the men. It's a hard way to lose, and it's hard like seeing your friends and family going through that. Difficult for the county and the supporters as well. Obviously Armagh has such great support. Um, with the ladies particularly, like we've obviously had a big rivalry with Donegal over the last few years. We've had some really close encounters, and as have the men in recent times. So, look, it was hard seeing the men lose on Sunday,
Were you in
and
Clonus?
we'll be going back again this weekend, and look, we'll be hoping to come out on the right side of it ourselves, and it's going to be a massive battle, and it'll take a lot of work to do so.
Were you in Clonus?
I was, yeah, I was drenched in the first half when the rain poured down, but the atmosphere was amazing, and it's always nice getting a day out in Clonus, the colours, and yeah, just the atmosphere around the place. So it was a great day, but probably just an unfortunate ending.
Yeah, I think James O'Donoghue tweeted cruel at the end, and I think a lot of people just felt like that, like Jesus, six penalty shootouts for them going against Armagh. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what more can be said about it, but what I'm interested in is when there's such a connection between both teams, how do you shelter yourselves from that?
Yeah, well, I suppose it's just really about focusing on your own game, in our own camp. Like, we've been working really hard, and we took a lot of learnings from the league, and we're trying to just consistently improve and put in good performances. So you try not to get too caught up in the occasion or on the opposition. Look, we're obviously very familiar with Donegal, and we know what we're up against. So look, you have to face that and accept that and prepare properly for it. So I feel like we're in a good position. We've done that, and now we're really looking forward to it.
You went into last year's final as series favourites against Donegal, and they turned you over. And I know that that rivalry has been budding for quite a while. Does it make it easier when you have that in the back of your mind to focus on a game like this? I know it's a massive game, but when there is that rivalry there and they caught you last year.
Yeah, it probably, I don't know, it's made us definitely more focused this year. We know that there'll be a massive task ahead. I have to give credit to Donegal. They got it right last year. From their matchups right to their game plan. So we won't be as naive this year. We've worked very hard, to prepare for this game. And yeah, as I said, like it's going to be a tough one on Sunday. I think it'll be a very close game, no different than our last few encounters. But yeah, really looking forward to it, and I think it'll be interesting on Sunday.
Yeah, it is going to be a cracker this Sunday. Another Ulster final between Donegal and Armagh. You guys have really developed a serious rivalry over the last couple of years. Lauren, congratulations on picking up the PwC Player of the Month for April. I am going to let you go because I know that you've got
Yeah,
a train to catch and you're under a bit of pressure. But
thanks very much.
Armagh Donegal, Clonus, 3:30 this Sunday. It's going to be live on the TG Car YouTube for anyone who wants to check that out. It's going to be a great game. And best of luck in that, Lauren.
Thanks very much.